And welcome to week 8 of the Chicago Clubhouse podcast. This is the sports show where we think we know what we're talking about, but no, we don't know shit. My name is Emilio Bucks, aka Mr. October, and joining me once again this week is the Wicked Witch of the South Side, Miss Kristen Petit. And rounding out the trio, we have uh, a weirdo, um, a different weirdo this
Call
week.
me Joker.
Okay, Joker. We'll call you Joker. Joker, aka
Jazz hands.
TNic with the jazz hands. So this week we're going to start off a little bit different. We're going to start off with our special guest this week. This is a guy who is a former HBCU football player as well as an arena football player. He's coming to talk a little bit about how the HBCU athletic programs tend to get overlooked, as well as his thoughts on the Chicago Bears. This week's guest here in the Chicago Clubhouse is a former football player. He played for Western Kentucky as well as spent time playing for Grambling. Uh, very intelligent individual, knows the game. Come here to drop some jewels for the Clubhouse. Let's give a large Clubhouse welcome to Mr. Ivan Lee.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for having me.
Welcome to Clubhouse, Ivan, and thank you for joining us, sir. It is a pleasure.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, man. So, before we get into NFL stuff like that, I'd like to touch a little bit on your experience playing for the HBCUs and what your feeling is about it. So, like you played there. Obviously, you probably watched college football of the bigger white or conferences. So you know how the talent compares into what you see end up in the NFL. So based on what you know, how much are the HBCUs just being obviously excluded, and how much are they being just overlooked? With the talent pool that exists there.
Well, I had the pleasure to play at Grambling first for who was at the time the winningest coach in the country, Eddie Robinson.
Yes, sir.
Was able to be on the 400 team that officially took him past Bobby Bowden and Joe Paterno. So I've had the experience of being able to be on a team and part of an organization that got all of the buzz and all the teams coming and all the scouts there and getting the treatment like the white schools do. But I also had the opportunity to see the other side and how schools like Mississippi Valley or schools like Maryland Eastern Shore got no looks, and guys that had talent, that could be playing very well, in that day and today, just because of smaller school, conference size, the respect that the coaches get, all those things play into it. And it's really a big political thing. And they talk about experience and all that stuff. There's plenty of other Caucasian players and players, not even that, they're, European players, Pacific Islander players that are getting opportunities now that, you know, that never would have. But as it pertains specifically to our people, we are always going to get the short end of the stick. And hopefully,
Yep.
this situation like what's happening with Jackson State with Dion coming, will hope to maybe change some of that and bring some of that swagger back that the HBCs used to have. They got to start off, on the tough side of it with that probation that's going on there. But I believe that he'll be able to bring some of that magic back and hopefully get, the black college player a lot more exposed and get a lot more respect for our institutions.
Absolutely, man. I wish it was as easy you know,
You know,
all of the black athletes just saying, "Oh, we're just going to go to HBCUs," but it's far more complicated than that, obviously. So,
and you know when you are that going to be that first kid, you know, to not just go to college, but go to a major college, you know, a major FCS school, and
hmm
you know your family has got all that pressure on you. And yeah, you want to represent for the culture. You want to, you know, be able to say, you know, no, I'm not doing this. But then you look back at those mouths, and it's hard, and you know,
yeah,
you can't necessarily blame a 17, 18-year-old kid, you know, for making that kind of business decision for their families, you know. But uh, you know, hopefully there are others that will, you know, have the strength or have the courage to, you know, to make the sacrifice, because it is. Believe me, it's not, you know,
have
going
the
to
support to do something like that. Yeah,
food, all those type of things. You know, to travel, you know, living on in you know on dormitories where there's no visitation, you know, stuff like that. That stuff still exists on the black college campuses, and it's tough, you know, when you are a privileged athlete and you're used to being treated a certain way, and that doesn't necessarily happen at an HBCU. Yeah, you're known, you know, and yeah, you might get a couple of extras, but you know, you don't have a big contract, you know, like the Nike and the Under Armours and all of that. You know, you got a couple of things, but it's not the same. So it takes a lot of strength and a lot of courage for these kids to make that choice and decide that they're going to play at an HBCU.
So, do you think we'll move on to some Bears talk if you don't mind? Is that okay?
Oh, sure, sure.
Okay. So, thank you for sharing your HBCU experience. And, you know, one quick thing on that, I know Tariq Cohen is very big on promoting uh, HBCU athletes, as he is one himself. And he promotes anyone that's in the league right now. And he's really big on encouraging others to attend an HBCU because he's showing them, I made it. You can
Yeah.
possibly make it as well. So,
My former head coach was one of his coaches at North Carolina A&T, George Small. Um, and, you know, George Small was a guy that came uh, out of the small black college environment and played with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Steel Curtain defense. So he was one of the first ones to tell us that, you know, hey, if you can play, they'll find you. You know, so it really doesn't matter. You just do what God gave you the ability to do, and you know, uh, they'll come in and find you. And lo and behold, you know, guys like Tariq are still out here doing it. So we're hoping that, you know, these kids, this new generation, gets an opportunity.
yeah, some more doors open. So, speaking of Tariq and the Bears,
Mm-hmm.
um, do you think utilizing the tight end position, that's been a big topic every week, basically, especially with Cole Kmet, you know, not being used the way he should be,
Sure.
and Demetrius Harris being used for who knows why. But do you think if they utilize the position more, it would spark the anemic offense?
Of course. I mean, come on. Well, look at what the Bears are trying to do. They're trying to be a clone of Kansas City. Okay, Nagy wants to be just like his dad, you know, in Andy Reid, but he does not have, you know, the tools.
not
Uh,
close.
Travis Kelsey down there, you know, at Kansas City is really the life of it. And so you're seeing the Bears offense be a little bit better than it was in years past, uh, you know, only because there is some decent tight end play, you know. But before that, you know, before this year, it was terrible because there was nothing for it to, you know, to spark out of. So Jimmy, you know, being where he is, he's only got so many more plays left in him. Komet's got to come on. You know, he's just got to decide he ain't a rookie and play. And Miller, you know, I don't know if they give him more touches. I don't know if they give him more sets. Who knows what, you know, what's going to happen with him. But uh, again, I think it comes down to play calling. I think it comes down to Nagy uh, getting out of his own way, either relinquishing the play calling or, you know, taking the chains off and just deciding that, look, now it's now or never. So
So, what is your opinion of Nagy's play call?
Madden,
Be honest. Be honest.
Madden. The last couple of memes, bro, that I did were just like kind of like he just reminds me of these guys that just kind of make up stuff, you know, and he doesn't have a feel for his team, for his guys about, you know, I know that, you know, Anthony's going to do this, you know, and I know D-Rob can do this, you know. it's like you got to have a relationship with your players to be able to develop that identity.
Right.
So whatever's happening in practice, they're not doing like these drives and like setting up situations and running it no huddle and, you know, letting everybody kind of get a feel for what's going on. The defense is doing that. Defense, you know, they're good, but the offense hasn't done that. I wonder how many practices they're really winning, you know, to be able to get out there and lay the turds that they're doing. It can't be much, you know. So you know, he needs to get out of his own way, I think, and let somebody else have a crack at it because he's shown what he can do. It ain't much.
And then he says it with a straight face. We all laugh, and he's like, I said,
Right.
I'd say it to his face. I would, you know, coach, that's some bullshit, you know. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
With love, you know, it's not fighting words. It's just, hey, come on, because we look soft, you know. And anybody who strapped it up, the last thing you want to be called is soft. And you better believe that when New Orleans come to town, they coming to tee off on those heads because it ain't no respect up front, which means there's no respect for nobody else.
So I'm glad you brought New Orleans up. What are your predictions about that?
Well, as far as the season go, you know, I'm looking at 9-7. You know, and that's just being nice to them. You know, I mean, they really are. They're like a halfway trash team right now. You know, it's like if they put it together and develop an identity, okay, put some fire under some asses, then I guess they can probably be a little bit better. Maybe they could be 10-6. You know, I don't know. Maybe get a shot on the outside, depending upon how some other teams do. But they're right in the middle, you know, of just like what do they really want to be? They're like New England right now. Who's another team that's kind of similar to them? Kind of Cleveland, you know. So I just
Terrible.
Man, I really am. I'm a Bears guy, but the way I see the product in terms of what they're doing right now, and it all lies with Nagy and with Pace, you know.
So I take it you don't think the Bears win this game Sunday?
No. And that's regardless if Michael Thomas plays or not. If he comes, then they definitely not. But even without Michael Thomas, they pick him apart. They do it with deception. They do it with the run game. You know, they utilize their people well. And what's going to happen is the defense is going to hang until about almost halftime, and it's just going to be too many plays. I don't care what level defense you got, unless they're scoring. Unless their defense is scoring, I mean, it's almost like shades of Baltimore when they won the Super Bowl. You know, unless you got this dominant defense that's out there scoring for the offense, then, you know, you just play them out. And so they're going to bend, and then break.
So what's your point spread?
I really don't get into spreads, but I mean, I'd say they're definitely going to lose by a touchdown.
At least the touchdown, right?
That's not bad.
I thought you was about to say like they gonna lose by like 50.
No. It's still football. You know what I'm saying? And guys still got pride. And then there's still
only gonna give up so much.
And then there's still some coaching rules and whatnot about, you know, hey, once you're up, you know. So many things happen. And I think Nagy is still kind of cheesy like that, where he ain't gonna put his foot on nobody's throat. He ain't really gonna play dirty, so to speak, you know, and try and do whatever he can. You know, you got some coaches like that who will. Adam Gase is one, you know. Who's the other guy? The Flores coach down in Miami. They'll do that type of stuff. But Nagy, he want to be a nice guy.
Does Adam Gase even have a chance to put his foot on anybody neck?
Adam Gase.
Well, I'm talking about like the Denver game. Remember the Denver game?
Oh yeah,
Okay. Well, you know, and so that's what I'm saying. When they have their opportunities, they kind of show their hand in what they're trying to do. But, you know, if they can really accomplish that. And I'm saying from a coach's standpoint, this shit that you appreciate and you don't, you know. And so that's what kind of will predicate you getting that handshake and have, you know, whatever, good luck next week, or fuck you, and let's get off the field. You know, so that's how that goes.
Right. Okay.
All right. Well, Ivan, man, we really appreciate you coming on, man.
Oh, man.
I'd like to get another conversation going with you about the HBCU situation sometime, but there's so many layers to that
Oh
that
yeah.
we
Oh
talked
yeah.
about.
We just touched on just a couple things.
Yeah, barely. Yeah, man. So, but again, appreciate your time and your thoughts on this game. And hey, like it is, man. Bear down, no matter what, right?
Hey, man, definitely that, man. Like I said, I'm still Bears to the heart, but I just know a punk when I see one. So we need to come on together.
All right, man.
My
Hey,
man.
All right, take care, Ivan.
take it easy, guys.
All right, Playboy.
All right.
Usually we don't talk too much about the previous game, but it was so shitty.
Yeah, it was a shit show. It was a shit show. We got to talk about it.
We have to talk about it. Nobody's happy with that. Still 5-2. Still 5-2. But we can describe that into 3 phases, which was worst, or worstest.
Worstest.
Let's start with worse, because they just happen to look worse, other than all the way bad. The defense, they were taking it right up the middle.
Right up the middle.
Yeah. Kristen, what's up with the defense?
The defending the run has been an issue all season. They're a bend and don't break. They teams that decide not to stick with the run, the defense shows up well and does well and winds up winning. But the Rams decided to stick with the run because, number one, Jared Goff was going to give them the ball soon. So I think Sean McVay realized that and was like, but we're doing well with the run game. So there were too many penalties. It was just pretty ugly and sloppy. And then at one point, because they've been on the field so long, they seemed to quit, because that play, when that I think it was a tight end, I don't even know if it was it, but when
he just
got past
walked
Gibson,
in.
he basically walked into the end zone, and that's not the Bears defense.
Yeah. TNic, you sweating already.
Yeah, man.
I'm
I'm getting fired up because I'm about to talk about these Bears, man. This defense, it's like they totally regressed. They did not carry the momentum that they were supposed to carry into this game from Carolina. You
did speak on that they needed to carry that.
Yeah, I did. And they got trounced all over by some dudes that, people weren't even that familiar with before. Who's that? Henderson, I believe that's his name. And the other one was something Brown, I think. But they just ran all over these dudes, man. Like, it was bad. I mean, Khalil Mack still had a sack, but he was kind of quiet during the game.
He did get hurt, and Quinn he stripped the ball, and then Eddie Jackson scored the touchdown, and then you're losing, and he tried to get together a dance.
No, man.
Teammates were like, no.
You're getting your ass handed to you. You want to celebrate?
We know you're happy because they finally didn't call back one of your touchdowns.
Right.
Eddie Jackson. But
there's a time and place for that shit. Right? And that was not the time nor the place.
And that just adds to how just disturbing they were. It was like, are you
dancing out there? How dare you?
I was like, what? This is just crazy.
Can we talk about that missed tackle from Tayshaun Gibson? Oh my God.
The guy who walked right into
that was the play, right? Yeah.
Yes.
I think he moonwalked into the end zone. I mean, he was so slow. He just like,
I don't think he could believe that, so no one's getting ready trying to knock me out.
And there was just people standing around him like.
It was horrible. It was horrible.
Yeah, it was. They were tired, but they like being known as the team that's the part that's going to carry their team. So it just seemed like they really got disgusted by their team. The offense, special teams, they were just really disgusted, the defense, and it showed.
And they were probably disgusted with their fucking coach too, because
the whole thing.
Speaking of now, Worcester. Let's go to Worcester. You mentioned special teams. Yeah.
Man, dude,
Who's that dude that moved out the way?
I
Was that
don't know who the
Jen?
hell was that. I
Ted
thought he was supposed to
Jen.
return punts.
He was at least supposed to catch him.
I
Man.
thought that's what he was getting paid for. This dude did this. It ran out the
Yeah.
way.
He
Yeah.
was so afraid. Like, why? You can't play that position and be afraid. He was so afraid of either getting hit and fumbling or whatever. I mean, yeah. So instead, you just decide to let your offense start at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, the 5 and then the 1.
And you know this offense. No, they're not going to take it 95 yards.
Yeah, I mean, all I kept hearing from the announcers all night was about the Rams playing complimentary football. How, none of the elements are that spectacular. I mean, their defensive line is, and that punter was amazing. But it was like everybody just kind of compensates for flaws of the rest of them. And like when you look at this Bears team, you kind of think, well, the Rams are kind of like where we would want to be. Like we don't really have a good quarterback, neither is Jared Goff. You know what I mean? We got a good defense. Also, they're willing to run the ball, which
they have a better coach.
Nagy is just
Niggy.
Their coach.
That's what I'm gonna call him.
Yes, their coach Sean McVay is willing to change up his stuff to fit his personnel and to fit the team that they're facing. He knows that they can run, and then he saw like, speaking of defense, I'm gonna need you to catch an interception, not knock.
You don't want him to.
My God!
He thought he was playing volleyball. He was trying to spike the ball.
What the?
I was like, the receiver's not near you. I'm trying to figure out why you're batting down the ball.
Why you beating the ball down, man? Just catch that shit.
It was just an embarrassment. The whole time was just the whole game. It was that you wait and do this on Monday. Oh, okay, Monday night.
Yeah, see that's why those national games, they worry me because it's just such an embarrassment.
Total.
Back to the worster in the special teams, like, we do really miss the little guy.
Yeah, we missed Tariq. Bad.
Definitely.
Bad.
I mean, the run game, we miss him.
Yeah.
Returning kicks.
Miss him as an option, as an outlet on the offense.
Yeah.
And definitely, he's at least gonna catch it.
Yeah. And
he's gonna catch the punt.
And
he may run side to side, but at least he gonna catch the damn ball.
I'm not sure. Now I know Corduroy Patterson.
Cortisone.
Right. Quarterback Patterson. Corderell. Like I know he likes bringing the ball out no matter what, but sometimes I'm gonna need you to use some judgment and go ahead take that knee, bruh, because you taking it out and then you getting clubbed at the 15, like.
And
what good is that?
Well, that ain't no good.
No.
Right.
I mean, he's been so good, but lately, it hasn't been the same when he brings it out.
No, he has not been effective lately.
Yeah. It's one of those things you start to wonder if trying to play him at that running back position is starting to mess with his mojo a little bit. Kind of like what happened with Devin Hester. You know what I mean? When they tried to make him a receiver, he became a less efficient returner.
Horrible.
You know what I mean? It was like you've got too much information in that brain, and like, yeah. So
that was a horrible project.
Yeah. But it is what it is. Now let's move on to the worstest.
Oh shit!
Now,
let's move on to.
So
come on.
This is how bad it is. We're now making up words.
Worstest? That's a word.
In the Urban Dictionary.
It's the most worst. It's the worstest, right?
Okay, sure.
Hold on.
Wait, you pull it out your Urban Dictionary. Now It's just who we're getting ready to talk about is so bad. We're coming up with words.
Oh,
Man, I'm
damn.
about to get fired up talking about this.
All right, I'm gonna move back out of TNic's way because you look like you have something. You get
Well,
off your
man,
chest.
the first thing you got to look at is the coach, man. This is chess. It ain't checkers.
Okay.
People have specific moves. Okay, you can't expect Cordero to run a
got it
jet
right.
sweep.
He's so mad. He's saying
He
it.
gets mad at him and he says the right thing.
Fuck y'all. I'm saying you can't put Cordero 4 yards back and then expect him to run a jet sweep on 4th and 1. Come on, man. That don't make no sense. He's not Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen has a different skill set. You have to look at all your players and say, okay, he can do this. Okay, he can do that. This shit chess, man. It's not checkers. Everybody don't do the same shit. You know?
Right.
But that's just one aspect.
Who said that? Was that Denzel? Denzel?
I don't know who the fuck it was. It was just me right now.
That's not checkers.
Language. Oh,
Oh, goodness.
Sorry, mom, dad,
right now.
kids at home. I'm fired up talking about this, man.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, it was a shit show.
Yeah, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Kristen, what's up with your man's Jay Leno?
Well, look, last year during the off season, when the Bears were talking about getting a new quarterback and all that, I was always like, it doesn't matter who it is if you don't fix that line. And all we got was a Fetty. And Charles Leno, I swear on every snap, he actually false starts because he starts moving. He stands up because he's so terrible. He needs to start moving quickly so he can stop somebody. And Nick Foles, he's supposed to be able to read the defense, but it doesn't matter. He's reading. He's like, I'm about to die. So that's how he reads it. Like, they're about to knock me out. Yeah. The whole offensive game plan, the whole thing, that we were going to see something different. I don't know why we thought we were going to see something different when the personnel, you were only changing one piece of your personnel. And the things, while it wasn't as bad because the quality of the opponent changed, but it's not as if that line had been good all year. It had just looked better because the quality was bad. But once they played the Falcons, they were a bad defense, but they realized, you know what, this offensive line is garbage. So let's just keep pressuring everybody. And, even on Nick Foles' game-winning touchdown, he got knocked out. Mm-hmm. So it's, you think that, if I just change this one piece, we're getting ready to just like go off offensively. But the personnel isn't there. You don't use the tight end that you have that could be your good tight end. You don't have the line. You don't run enough. Like, you don't stay with it. When was the last time David Montgomery ran the ball 2 times back to back?
Right.
So it's
right. Yeah. Speaking of his weapons, they threw to Cole twice, and one of the catches was fucking phenomenal.
Amazing.
And then Nagy is like, all right, pull him. Don't throw it to him again.
Right. Stop. Don't do that no more. What the fuck? I'm sorry. What sense does that make?
None. That has anything. And I think Nagy is a good coach, but his play calling, because he just wants to use his plays. I mean, we've seen stubborn coaches in Chicago before, and sometimes you just got to play to the personnel that you have. You don't have a good offensive line. You have average to below average quarterbacks. Everyone in that quarterback room is not spectacular. So you have to do things to fit the personnel that you have, but he refuses. And both of his quarterbacks have been begging to do what works best for them. And he's like, we're not there yet. That's not what we see in this room. Oh, we don't think that. Like, he gives that same answer.
The same damn thing. We got to see where we're at.
you haven't seen
we're not there. Man, oh my God, he talks in circles.
And I'm just gonna be honest. I know it's gotten so bad that people are even starting to ask him, would you go back to Mitch? Because you see this line. I mean, Nick Foles has never started more than 11 games in the season. So, and with this line, pretty sure he's not going to make it the whole season anyway.
Yeah,
But
he
like,
might not make it the whole
if you're,
season.
you either need to roll him, like you're going to have to do something because it's not working. And there's going to be times, like we said last time, where Nick Foles is going to go 9 for 9, look like a world beater, and then he's going to throw to the shortest man in the end zone and throw an interception.
What the was that? You got Jimmy Gramps, who's known as the red zone specialist, and you throw to the shortest guy out there in double coverage, and wonder what happened.
Never had a chance.
That play didn't have a chance from the start.
It was going to be batted away or intercepted.
And it was both. That's we get both.
I mean, you get in the red zone. Who has stopped Jimmy Graham in the red zone this year?
Yeah, he's a
Why
monster.
they keep taking? Even the announcers are like, well, once again, Jimmy Graham's not in the game. You don't even have Cole Kmet in the game, but you want to keep on throwing to that other tight end.
Demetrius Harris. Mr. Damn Butterfinger.
Who is he? Why is
I
he
guess
out there?
because he can block, but then stop throwing to him.
Can he?
Can he?
I ain't never really seen him block.
They keep using Javon Wims. I guess he's a better blocker, but
he's
like
a better blocker. My mama a better blocker than Demetrius Harris.
Is anyone a better blocker when you look at that line?
I mean, yeah. I mean, who isn't a better blocker than what we see out there?
I just, they're like, oh, we can fix this. We can fix this. Can you?
Some things are coaching and scheme, and Nagy loves to talk about, oh, we're just a couple of details away. It's like, no, bro, you about 5 players on the offensive line away from having a good, it's like you can scheme and run plays all you want, but we're just short on talent. You know what I mean? And of course, it's most noticeable on that O-line. And then, and that just makes everybody else even worse. It makes our quarterbacks look even worse. It makes, David Montgomery look worse. He won't use the other running backs. Like, can I see Nall? Or who's the guy that they picked
Lamar
up?
Miller. They're
Lamar
like,
Miller.
he's close. They're saying he's close.
Close to what? Like,
because he's recovering from his ACL, but
man, look,
they need to bring that dude in ASAP.
Man,
but maybe they're looking like, would he be able to get there? There's no holes for him either. It's the offense looked better in the beginning because they called different plays in the beginning of the season, and their opponents were worse. Now they thought that they had the ability to do other things. Like Nick Foles should not be throwing 40 times. I don't care if he supposedly has a better arm, if he supposedly has a better touch. No, he does not need to throw 40 times because you're not winning that way. You're not winning that way.
No. And
he's not
with that,
Aaron Rodgers or Patrick Mahomes throwing 40 times. It's Nick Foles. Yes, he's an MVP in the Super Bowl. Yes, he won a Super Bowl, but he's still not a 40 times throwing the ball.
Yeah. I don't know. Fuck it.
You just got to think, Nagy, think. You're not.
Yes.
And I'm sorry.
Think, Leroy, think.
It's like, do you want to be known as a winning coach, or do you want to be known as, oh, I have these plays that are great, but I'm going to keep losing? Change your stuff, win some games. That's what's going to keep getting you jobs, that you're a winning coach. Like, he has a good record, but it's thanks to the defense and some timely plays by his quarterbacks and offense when they come back and things like that. But usually when they're coming back, it looks more like playground ball by all of them. It's 2 minutes, it's no huddle, they're moving around.
Nagy's not calling plays.
Yeah, exactly.
And just playing ball.
And when both of them have been in there and they made those nice comebacks and they play well, they both were like, okay, we're just free, we're playing well.
Yeah.
And that's what works. And if you see that in whoever's back there, Nick Foles or You know, you say you trust Nick Foles. If he's telling you what will work for him and the players, then trust him.
Yeah, that's why they're arguing and shit.
Yeah, you pay, right. That's why now we have Greasygate. You paid that man a lot of money because you say you trust him. You yanked your other quarterback after 2 games and 3 quarters because you trusted this man better. But now you're not making him look any better. No, Foles doesn't look any better than what was in there before. So you trusted this man. You said that everything was going to change. Then you need to make it happen because both of them he looks bad.
Terrible.
Man. Yeah, he does. He does. Kristen, it looked like you wearing a sombrero, like a Halloween sombrero. She's going off. It's like, wow, God damn it! Arriba! And
you know, I'm not good at hats. I've been working with it, and I couldn't get it.
Hey, I like it. It's working. It's working for me.
Hey,
So, hey.
You had your shit cocked and shit.
Right. I mean, it was slowly like
God
one
damn.
eye. It's like, damn.
You're the gangster witch.
Right. All right. Well, we got a couple of fans. You know, we seem pretty pissed off right now. So maybe rightfully so. We got a couple of fans coming in. Maybe they'll do a positive spin on what they saw and maybe what the future holds. And this week on the Clubhouse, so we have a couple of fans that are joining us. I'm not quite sure how they got the information to get into the podcast, but they're here. So, and I hear they're Bear fans. So let's hear what they have to say. Christopher Petit, how are you feeling about the Bears right now?
The Bears are horrible. I feel horrible about these damn Bears. It's like, it's like my high school offense is more diverse and inventive than this crap that Raggedy Naggy is putting out here every goddamn day. Excuse y'all can hit this damn beat button today, so I hope y'all got quick fingers.
You're right. I got that. I got that going. We got
upset
kids
right now, and it's just we don't even do basic stuff right. The line is horrendous. You know what I mean? That the line is the backbone of your offense. You can't do nothing. I don't care if you got Jesus Christ back there, quarterback, and handing the ball off to Moses. Ain't nothing moving, baby, if the line ain't working. And they keep getting these bargain basement bin. Everybody's goddamn cast off 4th round pick that didn't work for here and there. That's the McCaskey's problem. They don't want to spend no damn money. You know what I'm saying? They used stuck in the 1920s time to get them a good colored boy to go out there and run the ball in between the lines, power right, power left. That ain't working, baby. We got to spend some money on the line. You know what I'm saying? They look confused. They can't pick up blitzes. They can't pick up stunts. Couple plays like they know what the hell is going on. I coach offensive line for high school. I'm not saying I'm an expert, but damn it, I know where you're supposed to block and where you're not supposed to block. You know what I mean? They just simple stuff. They look overmatched. That offensive line look like no one knows what's going on. And now you got your 2 best linemen out, Daniels and Whitehair. So now who you gonna? You got your 2 best linemen, and no one on the line has any sort of pedigree other than Ifedi, who was a cast off from Seattle. We getting somebody else's garbage. Seattle didn't want him, and they're goddamn a good team. So we gonna pick him, plug him in, think he's gonna do something. That's the problem.
What about Jay Leno?
Who? We might as well have Jay Leno. Hell, he probably blocked better than that big galoot we got out there looking like damn Bubba Gump with a bucket of wings and rib tips and chicken wings. And Buffalo Scrimp, he's horrible. Leno, you got Massey, Ifedi, this coward dude who's not even a real offensive lineman. He's a converted defensive lineman. They love doing stuff like that. You remember back in the day when we had Big Cat, who was decent, he started as an offensive lineman. So that was trying to make offensive linemen instead of drafting. Like they wanted to get Quentin Daniels, Quentin Nelson, who plays with the Colts, but he got drafted before us. The last time we drafted a lineman in the 1st round was Kyle Long.
Right.
And that surprised everybody. He was good till he got hurt.
Yeah,
but
that's the last time the line was good when Kyle Long was
see what I'm saying?
Yep.
They spent money. You got to spend money on your line. There's a reason why left tackle is some of the highest paid players in football.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's what they need to. We can't run the ball. You can't win if you can't run the damn ball.
Or you can't throw it
Right. You got to be able to. You got to be able to protect the quarterback. And then we got a quarterback you can't move. At least with old Maserati Mitsubishi Mitch, he can roll out the pocket and make something happen with his legs. Who knows where the hell the ball gonna go when he throw it?
Right. He can move.
but he can move. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't seen any. There's no silver lining. There's like we have no identity with our offense. We did like you can't look at last week's game and say, okay, we just build on this. I can see we going some damn way, but we not. They look worse every week. Every week I tune in looking to see something different from this so-called mastermind Raggedy Nagy. But we might as well have John Fox out there. You know what I'm saying? Dowell Loggins as our offensive coordinator. What the hell Nagy's doing? Hell, these Dowell Loggins put up points. We didn't score a touchdown. Somebody said we went all the way to LA to kick a field goal. If it wasn't for Eddie Jackson, wouldn't be a touchdown on the damn court. It wouldn't be a touchdown on the damn field. So I'm pissed off. That offense, man, the offense is horrible. I don't know, and it's like I don't even see any silver lining. Now I say Robinson may not play, which I don't know. That dude with this damn Hare Krishna reverse shag look like the dark skinned member of the bars that got kicked out. I don't know what the hell. I'm sorry, TNic. I didn't mean to know. You know, y'all do like all of these cousins. She do look like your TNic a shag. That's what you should have been for Halloween. Damn goofy Allen Robinson who can't never stay on his damn feet. He's got somebody. He always want to. If we watch him, he unnecessarily jumps every time he catches the damn ball.
Yeah, we talked. Who mentioned that? Was that Chris though?
Yeah. Come on, man. I mean, so it's really not a whole lot, and there's really not a whole lot to work on offense when you think about it. The line, you trying to make chicken salad with chicken shit, and it ain't gonna work, baby.
Oh. All right. So you seem angry.
You're pretty angry, man.
All right. So let's check in with the other fan.
It's like a bad relationship. Like I know that bitch ain't no good, but I can't leave her alone every Sunday.
Goodness.
Woo! Woo!
So let's see if Karl is maybe less angry.
Don't think anybody's as angry as him. Jesus Christ. Get that boy some edibles or something.
You got to have a drink.
Woo! All right. He stole some of my thunder, too. A lot of it's probably going to regurgitate what he said, but the problem is the offensive line. You know, and it's no two ways about it, and no way you sugarcoat it. You got, you all call him Jay Leno, and that's probably about right, but he's like the automatic door in a grocery store.
Yeah.
So as you step up to his helmet, he opens up.
Yeah.
You know, and if you lost Whitehair and you've already lost Daniels, you got no line. You got to bring in Barr, which is that his name, Barr, that nobody really wanted to use.
Yeah.
So he's probably got to go to center now. And so who the hell are you going to bring in? You know, maybe you can talk Obradovich to come out of retirement. Maybe you can help or something. But, but you know, the line is, okay, you figure you can beat some of the blitzes that he sees, folds, if you do 3-step drops. But if he's getting hit on his second step, 3-step drop don't mean a thing. So Nagy is probably a good coach, but I don't think he's a coordinator. His play calling stinks. He was good with his trick plays when he first came in because nobody had seen him. As soon as they caught up to his trick plays, they've exposed him as being not very good. Example is you've got, as Kristen calls him, gets touchdowns.
Oh, Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. He's a 6'7", got a 42-inch jump vertical. He's a red zone specialist. They get down to the red zone, they pull him out.
And throw it to the little dude.
That made no sense.
Down the field.
Well, in double coverage.
Right. And they don't understand why he didn't catch it. Okay.
That play never had a chance.
The shit I'm talking about. Right? That's what I'm talking about right there.
So you also got who supposedly has a fabulous touch on the long ball. Now Mooney's fast, but he don't carry a jetpack.
Yeah.
So you either overthrow him or underthrow him. And then they talk about, well, he should have caught it. No, he shouldn't have caught it. You got to lead him into it. And you notice most of their receivers never catch a ball in stride.
Never. They got to slow down if they catch it.
They have to slow down, turn around, jump around, or jump unnecessarily, as Chris said, to catch a pass. Now, I know he's under a lot of pressure, Foles. He's under a lot of pressure. One remedy could possibly be they get rid of the single back formation, get rid of the empty backfield formation all the time. You got J.P. Holtz, who could be a protector. You got Knowles, Is that his name? The fullback that
No.
never plays?
Ryan, no.
Ryan Nall, who could be a protector. So, and they can also be an option if you want to get off that protection and give him the ball, get it 2 or 3, 4 yards. But they're never in. So in the meantime, there's nobody to close that gap when you're shooting somebody through the gap to kill Foles. Matter of fact, and Foles is slow. I've seen people on Rascals move faster than him.
Yeah.
So if he can't get out the way, that's where he's going to be in a rascal soon because he has no protection at all. And so he's throwing off his back foot. He's trying to run. He gets nowhere because he can't run. You bring in an extra protector. You're going to have to protect this man if you want him to stay the last nine games of the season. So, yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at Nagy. I'm pissed at the Bears. Huh?
Niggy.
Niggy.
Yeah, Nagy. That's his name,
Niggy.
I'm pissed at him because on top of not being a good play caller, he's stubborn.
Oh, it's a mule.
He's stubborn. And he does not really like the run game. You could tell that. So he likes passers. And that's good if you can do it. And then they got confused in the first 3 games when Montgomery was running and they were picking up yards because they were lousy teams they were playing. When they got to the better teams, the truth showed up.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
They're playing bum-ass teams.
And TNic ain't gonna like this, but I think his Cordarrelle experiment is not working. Yeah, it's not working.
Cordero.
No, now you want to say it right.
Cortisone Patterson, you got it.
That's like a cheap cognac. Let me get some Cordarrelle.
Yeah. I think that he's not being used to the best that he can be, because
I agree.
I agree too. Like Cordell could be doing more.
He could be a tall. What was the little guy that we just
Tariq.
He could be a tall Tariq. Yeah. You got to use him for gimmick plays and plays instead of giving him on a 4th and 1. You swing it out on the flat, and he's 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and expect him to make that.
And like he gonna turn that corner.
Right, he ain't gonna turn that corner. You got everybody sitting out there waiting on it.
And when he's out there in the backfield, they know
the ball's going.
He only got 3 plays for his ass when he put him out there. He's either gonna run it left, right, or they're gonna throw him a pass in the flat. Them the only 3 goddamn plays. So they know when he coming, he getting the ball. At least use it for a decoy, play action, run a slant, a dig or something.
Decoy, what about the play when they were in the red zone and they put 3 tight ends out there, only to hand the ball off to Montgomery,
who
was stopped,
who got nowhere.
Well, you use one of the tight ends to help him block.
Yeah. And then the first play tight ends are supposed to be so important in Nagy's offense. They disappear. They don't throw them to him. You got the rush coming in to beat you. You beat the rush by quick plays, slants over the middle, post runs out on the side. These guys will have to eventually drop back because they got to cover that middle. Then you open up a few holes for Montgomery because Montgomery's not a bad back. He just looks like one this year. And he looks like one this year because he can't get no hole. Mm-hmm. You have a very short period of time to hit that hole.
No hole.
And if the hole is closed before he even gets the ball in his belly, he ain't going nowhere. It's as simple as that. So I blame Nagy, I blame the line, and I blame the McCaskies for hiring his ass.
That damn Nagy.
Nagy's.
So, yes.
Poor Nagy.
And of all people, another thing that pissed me off is I heard Leonard Floyd's name mentioned at that game. I heard Leonard Floyd mentioned in that game longer than I heard him mentioned the whole time he was in Chicago.
Yeah, it was a revenge game.
Revenge game.
Now he'll go back to being Leonard Floyd after this game.
Yeah.
Because the Rams they signed him, but they didn't want to keep him. He barely made that team. And look at him, he was an all-star. He looked like Donald out there knocking people down. So the Bears, okay, here's another thing. I ain't as mad as Kris. But you can count.
I don't know.
I think you are.
I think you are.
It's raising. The temperature is rising. And Kris is getting angrier. I can see.
But if you think the Bears are going to finish any higher than 9-7 this year, you've been chewing edibles.
Listen,
that's the second prediction like that.
7. I see them winning 2 games. 1 against the Vikings and Jacksonville. That's it.
Yeah.
7. Hey, y'all.
So you see him dropping both to the Vikings?
I see him dropping both.
They might win one. At the most, they'll win 8. I see them winning 7. They might win 1 against the Vikings.
What about against Detroit?
Detroit, they're not winning that second game against Detroit. They barely beat them the first time, and Detroit got momentum because they came back and won.
And Detroit just signed a defensive end, so they're
they just signed Everson Walls.
Yeah.
And they still have 2 games against the Packers, right?
Yeah.
Right. No, they're not winning either one of them. Come on.
Both of those games.
As much as it pains me to say it, they kiss my ass. They ain't beating the Packers.
No, they're not beating the Packers.
No.
I see 7-9 in our future.
Right, and I was being optimistic at 9-7. I really was.
I think
there'll be no playoffs this year in Chicago. Playoffs?
Playoffs?
Playoffs? I'm just trying to win the game.
We in the wrong NFC division.
Really?
They should
be in the
they should be with Dallas.
The only thing that gives me comfort is I'm not an Atlanta Falcons fan.
Oh God, man!
Cowboys fan.
I heard they were killing themselves.
Yeah, well,
the fans.
And Nagy with these damn timeouts.
Oh,
yeah.
Like he called a timeout during one of the drives. I was a momentum killer.
He does that every time they get
and
some
like
momentum.
and then he wasted. Okay, why not call a timeout before the half goes out? Do something. You just let it tick out.
He gonna let what was 15, 20 seconds. He just let it run out.
And then so it was a series, maybe the second series of the game. The Bears were driving, and all of a sudden he goes to timeout in the middle of the drive. Like, and then everybody feels like, look at what we got. We got pace, momentum. Momentum is one of the most important things in the football game. Momentum can carry you. Momentum can make you better than you are. Once your things start rolling, it's just funny how it happens. Momentum will carry you places. And the first drive, momentum killer, our line sucks with this hot garbage. We have no room for errors. We cannot make any mistakes, any penalties, right? First drive, we move the ball, 3rd and 2. David, Montgomery rushes, first down, penalty. Big holding on Coward. So we go from 1st and 10 to 3rd and 12. We punt the ball. We wasn't never nothing after that. First series of the game. Momentum killers. We can't have that. When you're a bad team.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
When you're a bad team, you can't have penalties like that when your line is garbage.
No, and if you're going to have a penalty, the penalty to have, they should have had a running into the kicker because that kicker was kicking their ass.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
That's the damn ball, man.
And now I'd like to hear, Karl, I'd like to hear your opinion on the man who was supposed to be catching Hecker's kicks.
Oh
yes, my God.
Yes. Why the hell are they spending money on Ted Ginn, whatever the hell his name is?
Drinking Ginn out there on the sideline.
Because he's worthless. He's taking up a spot that you could, oh God, I don't even know who they can bring anybody. I can stand on the sidelines and look around.
Right, I said that yesterday. I was like, I could do that. I could move out of the way.
I never understood. Yeah, I never understood.
A lot less money.
Yeah, for way less money.
Oh,
for a stack.
Right.
Just one stack per punt.
Just let me travel with you, and I was like, all right.
Julio, your eyes and this mustache are killing me. Your eyes are bucked with this mustache.
Mr. October. I'm not Emilio. I'm Mr. October.
Mr. October.
You look like Reggie Jackson.
You do. You do. Bucking your eyes.
Y'all remember when Reggie Jackson was on Different Strokes?
Yeah, you do kind of favor Reggie.
So let me ask you, angry fans. Do you guys see, remember I believe we were sold a bill of goods that the offense was going to change dramatically when we made a change. Have either of you seen this dramatic change?
Yes, they've gotten worse.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The only thing I changed is Nick Foles is more of an experienced quarterback. If we were expecting Nick Foles to come and be our savior, we were sadly mistaken. There's a reason why he can't keep a starting job. There's a reason why he's never gone through a season from beginning to end. He's never had a whole season, 16-game season, where he led a team to the playoff from start to end. You know what I'm saying? I never really, people talking about, we should get Cam. I never really wanted Cam because Cam, you could see near the end of the last season, Cam's hurt. And this year, he's showed he's not throwing like he wanted. Who I really wish we went after was Teddy Bridgewater.
Yes.
If we were going to get a quarterback, if all the quarterbacks were available over this past offseason, I would rather had him over Nick Foles.
Over him, over Andy Dalton, over Cam.
Yeah. Nick Foles was Nagy's boy. They've been together for a long time, and he supposedly knew Nagy's offense, and they argue every damn down over that offense. So, I mean, if he knows something, he probably knows more than Nagy.
But, Teddy Bridgewater been getting a raw deal since he left Minnesota. He got hurt. Minnesota lost his job to that dude who's not even in the league anymore. You know what I'm saying? And then they got this bum up here making all that money. He ain't doing nothing. He went down New Orleans, did this thing while Drew was hurt. I like Teddy Bridgewater. I wish he was here. He's a smart quarterback. Takes care of the ball.
You know,
which is what they said.
offered him the money. He just didn't sign here.
Well, he knew what he was doing. He knew that. He looked at that line like, nah,
he looked at that line and he said, hell no, I want to walk.
He's like, I ain't going to play behind Jay Leno.
And I don't want Bobby Massey's butt in my face all the time.
All game.
Backing into me.
Yeah, I was never crying for Cam. I was never crying for Nick Foles.
Nope.
Trubisky's a great athlete. He's just not a quarterback.
Nope.
All right, so in the clubhouse, we discussed this earlier. You know, it might be crazy, but considering how bad that line is, would a mobile quarterback give us a better chance? I'm not saying who. I'm just saying, would a mobile quarterback give us a better chance?
I don't want to hear that Mitch shit.
I didn't say Mitch. I just said a mobile quarterback.
Yeah, but I think you was kind of leaning towards it.
Listen,
I'm
if
drinking.
the
That's
mobile
why I'm
quarterback
leaning.
I have to choose from is Mitch Trubisky, I'm not sure. Mitch Trubisky is just doesn't know how to play the position other than being mobile and being an athlete. He's an athlete who they stuck at quarterback. He didn't play enough in college to really learn the position. He'd have been better off if he'd have went somewhere where he could have sat behind a vet for a year or two.
Not Mike Glennon.
And not
garbage ass Glennon and what's Sanchez, whoever we had, we was sitting behind learning. So and then he comes in under John Fox. So they were just enamored by what he could do on the field. A running quarterback, it would help him, but if it's a running quarterback who knows how to play the game as well, if he not even run, maybe someone more mobile, just get out, move the pocket.
Knows how to slide around the pocket a little bit better.
Yeah, due to them, who's the quarterback that we just played against? I can't think of his name now. That's what happened.
Jared Goff.
You can't remember anything. Yeah,
Jared Goff.
Well, you see what they did with Jared Goff. They moved him in and out and stretched the defense out so he could find holes and throw these little passes. But if you move Foles out, he ain't going but about 4 steps. Okay, so yeah, mobility helps. But with mobility needs to be the ability to throw the pass.
Yeah. But you also need, with mobility, if you have watched, when you watch the games, when the mobile quarterback is allowed to play his game, it was much better. But Nagy doesn't even tailor his offense to Nick Foles or to Mitchell Trubisky the way others like Jared Goff, moving him out, because Jared Goff's not any better than Mitchell either. When you saw his passes, they were awful. Yeah. But I think, with what you discussed with Nagy's stubbornness, he just doesn't want anyone. He doesn't want to change it so Nick Foles can run it better when Nick Foles is asking for stuff. Mitch used to beg to be able to do the things that he does well, being on the move, because he actually, the statistics, he throws very well on the move. It's the pocket that isn't as well.
Yeah.
And so he has no pocket presence.
Yeah, he used to beg, and the team used to beg Nagy to call more plays like that. Just like Nick Foles is begging Nagy, let me do more up-tempo stuff because we do well as that. But Nagy's like, nah, that's not where we are. So we're just going to run what I say.
And that's why Foles was telling Brian Greasy, like, the play call comes in. I'm like, I don't have time to do that shit.
Greasy gate.
Like 5-7 step drop backs. Like I can't do that.
I can barely get the
drops. Pocket rollouts. That's all you got. If you're gonna throw deep, you have to have max protect. Maybe 2 people out on a route at most, and everybody else block.
Yeah.
2 people out. Maybe a running back sneak out if it gets rough. Nothing open because you don't have time for a receiver to get 20, 30 yards downfield if you only got a second or 2 in the pocket before you got to run.
And you don't have anyone who's accurate throwing the ball downfield even when they have time.
One of the reasons why he overthrew Mooney so bad because he was about to die. He couldn't step into it. He just flung it up. I'm surprised it was as close to accurate as it wasn't in.
They say when you look at the numbers and this was something that you were told Nick Foles was going to be good at, but he has terrible mechanics when he's under pressure. So my thing is, you knew this line wasn't any good last year. So why would you bring in someone who you already have the issue with someone mechanics being bad under pressure. So why would you bring in someone else who's mechanics? You know, when he won the Super Bowl, he had a great offensive line. So it's like they don't even think like, okay, look at this. They were so delusional about their line. It hasn't been good since Kyle Long got hurt.
That's right. And it sure ain't gonna be good next week.
Because they're not gonna spend any money.
So what do you all think? What do you all think Bears gonna do Sunday?
Lose.
What's your spread?
Oh, you want to know a score for me?
Lose.
I figure 24-10.
24.
Bears on the 10.
24-3.
Hey.
Damn.
3?
I'm saying 10 because the defense is gonna score another touchdown.
Drew Brees ain't putting that ball out there like that. Now maybe they get Kamara or somebody to fumble.
That's what I'm talking
about. If the Bears don't get any turnovers, they're not gonna score any points. Because I mean, one thing about the Bears, I mean, their defense is a little soft in the middle. They don't have my man Goldman, and Trevathan's lost a step. I don't care what nobody say. Trevathan
he lost about 2 steps.
He is anymore. So that's why people run the ball on us like we do. That's one of the reasons why Goff was able to go nuts on us, because that play action and all that motion, they got to honor the run because they can run the ball on us when they want to, leaving none but guys wide open. So
I mean, they tightened up in the second half.
I want the Bears to win. I do.
Yeah,
I would be the happiest person in the world if they win, but I just don't see it. Okay, I'll give them 10. I'll say 31-10. So the Bears gonna score a touchdown. The Saints gonna score another one.
So 31? You gave the Bears more points, but then you gave the Saints more points.
Because we gonna get the ball up Sunday. I don't care. We gonna get the ball up.
Foles has 6 touchdowns and 6 interceptions.
We gonna give it up.
He was proportionate with it. He was proportionate.
We gonna give it up. I'm telling you, they gonna be after him. Cam gonna go to work on him.
Yeah.
What's a man named? What's Cam Lane play for the Saints?
Cam Jordan.
Cam Jordan. He licking his chops.
I knew they had somebody that might be trying to get after. I just couldn't think of who it was.
Nah, our tackles are hot garbage. They're like you said, they turnstiles.
Human turnstile, or the automatic door, like Karl
automatic
says.
Doors.
So I mean, like,
what did Sean Keith say? It's like open prostitution, just letting everybody in.
I mean,
you gotta get Sean Keith back.
We have to shore up our line, and
have to.
It's because they wasting his defense. Defense can't go. It's not gonna be able. Defense is all things considered doing their job. They hold them to the end of the bargain. But at some points in time, they're like, man, the hell with this. You see it in their body language.
They're spending 65% of their time on the field, which should not be. They're on the field 65% of the game. And sooner or later, them tongues going to drag. I mean, that's 280, 300 pounds they pulling around. You know, sooner or later, they're going to get tired of hell.
I think that's what happened Monday night, because they just called it like, man. Yeah.
And Khalil is dealing with a back injury and now an ankle injury.
Yeah, he rolled that ankle during the game. Everybody was kind of worried. So, you know, I don't know.
Well, Bear fans, gave my mustache ruffle.
Yeah, I see. It's falling off.
You need to have that tape mustache like in sleepaway camp with that police officer.
Electric tape. All right, fans, angry high school coach and angry fan, thank you guys for coming on. You definitely provided some color, some good insight too.
Call me colored.
Not really.
No, you ain't colored, brother.
You know, I was wondering, this is off topic, but I was wondering, when I'm outside my mask, do people know I'm black?
Nope.
No.
Because they be real nice to me. I'm like, hey, buddy, what's going on? Like, you know what, what's going on?
No, they just think you just olive complexion, like you Greek or
right.
Maybe. Yeah.
Hey, my name is Vinny Bag of Donuts. I'm sorry, I digress. I'm sorry.
Yes, you do.
Oh boy.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot for calling in.
Well, thanks for having us.
All right, so that was pretty interesting. I thought we were gonna have some fans that would kind of bring a bit of a level-headed perspective, but they seem just as pissed off as us, and probably like everybody that's watching this, all three of y'all, you know. So
I'm
So-
still fired up.
He's still pissed. He's still pissed. All right, so let's talk about who they got. New Orleans. Oof. Predictions, y'all. Predictions. What are you predicting, Kristen?
Oh, you make me go first.
Mm-hmm. Cock the hat. Cock the hat before you answer. There you go. There you go.
Gangster witch.
I really want to say the Bears are going to win. So I'm going to be the oddball. No, I can't even do it. Okay, yes, the Bears will win 10-2. No. His Saints. Come back to me. Give me a minute. Because the Saints are going to score.
So the Bears will win 10-.
Handily, they're going to score.
Oh.
Okay, Bears are going to
Alvin
lose.
Kamara? Oh, Lord.
Bears will lose
Right.
21-14.
21-14.
I picked the Bears losing. I've never done that.
All right. TNic. Excuse me. Joker? Oh, you're not the Joker anymore.
No,
But,
Losing pretty
T-Nick
ugly.
right now.
ain't that nothing funny. Nothing funny right now, brother.
They're gonna have their hands full with Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas. I hate to
Andrew
say it.
Breers.
Yeah, the old man too.
And Cam Jordan.
Oh my God, yes.
And Sean Payton.
The list just goes on and on. So-
And their equipment boy.
okay.
They're all better than us.
But the equipment boy, he probably is better than our equipment.
Hell yeah.
Boy. Yep. But yeah, so they're gonna continue their losing ways. You know, it's like a downslide. It started with the Rams. So I'm saying 30, probably like 31-17 Rams. I mean Rams. Saints. Rams still on my mind. I'm so fired up. But yeah, Saints 31-17.
All right. Well, shit. Myself, I feel like this will be a game of redemption for the Chicago Bears defense.
I sure hope so.
So I am picking Bears 12-10.
What?
Can I change my prediction?
Nope.
I really think I think the Bears are going to win too.
Nope. Too late. You already. Nope. Stick to your guns. Stick to your guns.
I hope the Bears win, but
12-10.
12-10. You do that math. Out of this, it's all kind of ways you can get to 12 now.
Clearly, there must be a safety in there.
It could be a safety.
what?
Or there's I know what's gonna happen.
It could
There
be
won't be a
4
touchdown.
field goals.
I was about
It'll
to
be
say
4 field goals.
I was about to say the offense will not score a touchdown in Emilio's game.
But it'll be
Cairo Santos.
that dub. That's what we're talking about.
He wants to take back that Special Teams Player of the Week award from Hecker.
Yeah, I mean, because what's his name? Pecker?
No, man.
Hecker.
Pecker?
That dude was amazing, man.
Yeah,
He a big dude too.
And they say he can pass the ball really well, so you always have to be afraid of him doing fake.
Oh yeah, he was the fake. Yeah, shit, man. Look, they can all pass the ball.
I think Nagy needs to throw in a trick play to get the team hype.
Oh man, he
Maybe
needs to not call any plays to give it to someone else.
That'd be the
Jimmy
trick.
Graham or someone throwing a touchdown to somebody else.
Remember when Tariq Cohen threw that touchdown? They don't have
Anthony
nobody.
Miller.
They don't have nobody with that kind of arm except Cordero.
Well, he could be the person because normally, Trey Burton did it with Philly. So, Nick Foles is used to that. They should work on that. They could also work on making Mitch like a Taysom Hill. Since
I was saying that like last year or the beginning of this season. Like,
why not try it? Like at this point, you look like garbage. You might as well try something.
Yeah, at least make it fun for us. Shit.
Exactly.
You know, got my mustache ruffled and everything. All right. Damn.
Sweating.
Right.
I'm cocking my hat to the
Cocking
side.
a hat, gangster witch, and just got these damn costumes on and shit. Like, all right, well, that's our show for today. As usual, bear down, win, lose, or draw. Bears 12, NO 10. Bucket. Count it. Watch. Yeah, you know, so hey, the more I look at myself, the more I feel like I am Reggie Jackson. Like I have the other computer up here, and then when it goes on speaker view and I catch myself, I'm like, who that Puerto Rican? And it's funny because I can't laugh all the way over my mouth because my mustache is pulling. I'm like, oh yeah.